on this week's episode of The Chris and Andre Show.
My wife called me today and she was like, hey, did you get gas? Because I saw the news late last night and I'm like, that happened? He declared a state of emergency. I was like, I should get gas in the morning. I didn't because I had a full tank. I had to, run to Winston yesterday and I just came home. But this afternoon I went to go get gas and my main gas station, there was no premium. I had to go to another gas station. The wait wasn't too long, but there were people that were getting agitated with each other, and that was kind of disappointing, And
I feel to some degree that's kind of where we're at, where it's like, yes, we can't go back to thinking like, oh, everything is fine, let's just move on. But it is, at least I feel like we do get a moment to just kind of breathe and say, okay, like, we don't have somebody who's going to potentially hurl the world off of a cliff, because that's where it felt like we were for a while there. And we came pretty darn close earlier this year.
There are a lot of gaps that were exposed during COVID, and I don't think businesses have actually kind of figured out what that looks like. I know we're going to talk about the CEO that said, hey, I'm not really down with this whole remote working thing.
Yeah.
And like, well, you totally should be, because that's the thing.
It's funny you bring that up. I've continued to really enjoy my Mac Mini. I've had a couple of issues, though. And like, I wanted to know if you've had any of these problems. I keep having my external hard drives saying that they are getting ejected without disconnecting when the computer goes to sleep.
What was that movie that Ryan Reynolds did on Netflix?
Was the Underground 6?
Yeah,
that was terrible.
But it was a good flick.
No, no, those are literally diametric opinions that we just stated there. I said it was terrible, and you said it was a good flick. Those are not the same. I said that's terrible. He said, yeah, but it was a good flick, and I'm like, no, it can't be both.
Okay. All right. I don't want comedy in my comics. I'm going to watch the movie. But the thing for me is...
I don't want comedy in my comics? What comics are you reading?
I'm not reading Archie, fool.
You have Spider-Man behind you.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of the quippiest...
Yeah, I was going to say, he makes quips and you move on, right?
Iron Man. I mean, Tony Stark. Like,
he's sarcastic. He makes quips. He moves on.
It's comedy.
And I get what you're saying about like entertainment value, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the curiosity is something that we have to. It goes back to what I was talking about earlier. We're afraid to have those conversations where, we become uncomfortable with our curiosity to ask questions.
To hear the rest, tune into this week's episode of The Chris and Andre Show.